It's finally here. After playing the original Frostpunk for more than 100 hours and after waiting, well, since 2018 for the sequel of the game, it's time to jump into Frostpunk 2. Now, before we do so, thank you to AMD for sponsoring this video. As per usual, whenever I do any sponsored content, you probably have noticed that I don't do a whole lot. I generally speaking am very picky with whatever I promote on my channel. I will of course be giving you my honest opinion on the game as I am playing it. But this is one of those games that I was honestly going to check out regardless whether or not they would sponsor me. So if you're interested in the game, there's a link down below to the store page in the description of this video. And furthermore, AMD, they are giving away a chance to win one of their limited edition Frostpunk 2 7700 XT graphics cards. So if you want to participate in the giveaway, there's a link to that down below in the description here as well. Alrighty, so I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is start off with the story mode. There's also the Utopia Builder. This will allow you to play an open-ended sandbox mode of Frostpunk 2. I don't think that really makes a whole lot of sense as somebody who's playing this game for the very first time. We'll start off with the story mode. Now, I already clicked on this earlier. Pretty much everything is currently blurred out. I can vaguely see somebody here, I think with like a torch up in the air or something along those lines. But we will, of course, begin with the prologue. They came upon the old machines as they always do, and when the whiteout hits, they must survive. Alrighty, so in 1887, the world froze to death. Civilization crumbled. The failing British Empire built generators to support cities of evacuees. Cities that would become the last on Earth. Whether huddled by a generator or out in the open frostland, those that survived were shaped by the ordeal. 30 years later, all became very different people. Alrighty, so I can pick a difficulty. By default, it's set to Citizen. I can go to Officer, Steward, and Captain as well. Now, I did play Frostpunk 1 on the hardest difficulty for some of the campaign missions, and I gotta say, it was very fun. And then it became incredibly frustrating. So I think I'll probably go... I mean, the developers of the game told me that I don't have to feel ashamed playing Citizen. That's basically what it comes down to. But I think I'm gonna be picking Officer. I think that's... I don't know, I've played a lot of strategy games. My ego... No, I think I can handle it. I think it's probably okay.
Can you hear us? Captain!
Do you hear us?
A generation ago, we fled the crumbling British Empire as the world froze around us. I held New London together. United, we survived 30 years of whiteouts. But the world around us is dead. Empty.
Right for taking. The city
Vestas.
Merely surviving is not enough. We have to expand. After all, it's us who survived the end of the world. It's us who survived.
Yes.
Ooh, I've got goosebumps on my legs. It's not even that cold here. Currently 23 degrees in this room. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit. 70 something. Anyways, The Wanderers, Prologue. We've been roaming the frozen desert for years. Many of us do not remember a world before the Great Frost. Now another whiteout is coming, and again we've reached the old machine. Again, we will rely on its furnace to provide heat through the storm. In the past, we always made sure there were enough supplies for the next whiteout, but our numbers have grown through the years. Providing for everyone is getting harder and harder. Now, just like in the first game, we must survive. Now, of course, aesthetically, this game is a significant step forward from the first one. Not that the first game is not pretty by any stretch of the imagination, but it is always nice to see sequels, obviously, looking better than the games that came before. Ooh, alright. No fade on that text. No fade out. Just straight up in your face. Okay, so fight the cold. The old dreadnought remains in pieces under layers of snow, but the scattered wagons still have resources inside. First, we must break ice to reach one of the oil wagons and construct an extraction district to use it. Then we can turn on the dreadnought's furnace to heat us. We will restart the furnace. Okay. So here we are. The whiteout is arriving in 88 weeks. I think I'm going to go ahead and start immediately by pausing the game. We will get locked in and will no longer be able to gather food. We must be ready by then or we will not survive. So time until the whiteout is 88 weeks. Current temperature is -20. We have a nice little temperature bar over here. I am running this game in Celsius, by the way, so if you are... -40 Celsius is -40 Fahrenheit, okay? So basically what this is cold. It's not extremely cold yet, but it's already really, really cold. It's not quite at the level yet where everybody would freeze and die here, but we certainly don't, want to be started out in the snow with nobody having any homes to live in, because once it starts dropping, it's gonna get worse over time. So the cold right now, according to the game, is minor. Extremely increased by heat scarcity and extremely increased by shelter scarcity as well. I see. So this is, I guess, how my people are feeling. So I currently have a population of 3,000. Our population is rising steadily. Is it now? In the snow? My people are savages. Anyways, we have a workforce of 1950, so 65% of the population. So I guess there's some elderly, some kids. I'm not sure what this little marker over here is with the 0 right next to it. So currently I have 200 scraps and 750 prefabs. So I guess prefabrications? Anyways, so we gotta fight the cold. These are my objectives right over here. Frostbreak to an oil wagon and construct an extraction district. So this is the dreadnought wreck right over here. This is, by the way, my first time playing the prologue. I'm gonna be experiencing this together with you. If I make any obvious mistakes, bear with me, because I can imagine that there are a lot of things I could be doing better the second time around. So there's an oil wagon over here. The resource is oil. There's 50,000 of it. Liters, gallons, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Frostbreak an oil wagon and construct an extraction district. And then my second objective is to turn on the furnace in the dreadnought wreck to provide heat. Ah. Okay. So there's a dreadnought over here that I guess has been used, to get over in this location. This is maybe one of the original ones. And it seems to be mostly stranded here now. I don't think it's going to do much, but we can still use it to generate heat. Very cool. Okay. So we have the Wanderers over here. That's my current community. My relations are neutral. Now, I remember from playing the demo that a big part of this game is politics. You actually have to make sure that the different groups of people in your city, in your districts, are all at least somewhat happy. But I'm assuming it might be possible as well, just like in the first game, to ultimately rule with an iron fist. At least in my Frostpunk 1 experience, that is a very good way to get stuff done. Just a little bit morally frowned upon. Anyways, we got ourselves the Construct Districts button over here. We have a Construct Hub button, and then we also have a Frostbreak area. So I hit T over here. Initially, you can only build districts in a limited area. The wider terrain is covered in frozen stiff ground, which is impossible to construct upon. To widen the buildable area, you need to use frost breakers. You can send out frost breaking teams by clicking on the frost breaking button and then find your way towards the edges of the buildable area. Okay. Now, I don't really want to read every single tip that the game has. I'm a fan of trial and error. So, this can be a little frustrating sometimes to watch, I suppose, when I am trial and erroring my way. And it's very inefficient. So, I need to be frost breaking in the direction right here of the oil wagon. So, I guess we start over here. Yes. And I'll just clear it all the way. And I guess we're probably already good for the generator, but I guess I'll create a little bit of room around it too. Okay. So if I now unpause the game, I'm assuming the frost breaking will begin. Ah, you know what I did wrong? I think I'm supposed to fill up 8 of these, what are they, hexagons? It's a lot of sites. Anyways, I think I'm supposed to fill up all 8 because I have to do a certain amount. Yeah, and now I can hit the little check mark. So they will actually begin frost breaking here. I see. So you have to fill in that little progression bar all the way through. I'm already 1 week down, by the way. I don't really know exactly how much I will have to do. But let's begin the frost breaking. So we can actually see a little progression bar. Yeah, and there's these, well, frost breakers, I guess, going to town. So we still have at least a little bit of technology left over. Also in this prologue. You can hear, yeah, you can see how they're starting to break apart all of the frost that is around the oil wagon. And I guess we're creating a little bit of room here for ourselves to build as well. So this is a little different from the first game. Generally speaking, not something you have to worry about in the first game, but fair enough. So what I need to build is an extraction district. So let's have a look at that. I can hit T again for a little bit of additional information. So districts are the base of your economy. Build them to produce or process resources and provide shelter. Districts have a fixed number of tiles needed to begin construction. When building a district, keep a lookout for the indicator circle, which shows you how many tiles you still have to click for construction to begin. When it's full, click on the tick. Right. This is why you read the entirety of the thing, Loco, so you would have known it first time around. I think I have to wait, though, for the frost breaking to disappear. Or to be finished. There's an interesting pattern here on the ground. I guess it's an indicator as to what I can and cannot do and where I can build and where I can't. Yeah. So now suddenly we have some different colored, I'm gonna call them hexagons. I need to count the amount of sites, but some of them are oddly shaped, so it's this one over here. Yeah, it still counts. All right, let's do an extraction district. We'll build it right over here on top of the oil wagon. So I need to select 3 areas to construct the full district. Gotcha, so I can decide what I want this to look like. Now, I'm assuming it's probably nice to live close to the heat source. I think we're at the very least going to be using the furnace of the Dreadnought for that. So I'm going to try and get my people to live relatively close to it, and we'll build our industry a little bit further away. That's my thought process anyways. There we go. So we're going to be creating a district over here, and that's going to take quite a bit of time. Currently unfinished. I will unpause the game. All right. And then we also need to turn on the furnace in the Dreadnought wreck. So that is this thing right over here. There's a generator button. Ah, okay. So that's why we obviously need to gather oil. I don't know if the oil is going to show up somewhere as a separate resource. Not 100% sure about that. But in order to activate the Dreadnought's wreck, I'm assuming I'm going to need to, supply it with some sort of fuel. So we'll wait until this thing is done. And I'm assuming at that point I will have the option to turn on the Dreadnought. Now I can also speed up the game, it looks like. So I can actually, yeah, you can see how long this takes though. So we're spending a lot of time here. Yes, doing a couple of these assignments. But right from the start, we've built quite a fancy little district here. All right, oil. As the thick black liquid oozes through the pipes, our people rejoice. The carcass of this old machine is a testament to the hardships that made us. But more importantly, it's our haven in the storm. It has allowed us to weather many whiteouts, and it will do so again. We have oil, we can turn on the furnace. Once turned on, the The Dreadnought's furnace will automatically convert oil into heat. I see. So I'm not sure where I can see the amount of oil that I have, or if that's even a concern. I'm assuming there's a limited amount of supply. Yeah, 119 weeks worth of oil, so it's not something I have to worry about in the, well, first whiteout situation, I guess. We'll have enough for that, but... Alright, so generator. Generator on. Output and demand. Most resource deposits are accessible straight after building an adequate district on them. However, you can also unearth deep deposits, which have enormous amounts of resources, but are more difficult to excavate. I see. So they're not infinite, but this one, for example, has 10 million fertile soil. I see. All right. I don't think that's something I'm going to have to worry about for now, but the furnace is on. We have enough oil to cover current needs, but the cold will still affect our people until they have proper shelter. Housing will best protect us from the cold if built in close proximity to other housing or the furnace itself. Right, that's what I was thinking earlier. So, however, rather, we'll need to use, I guess, the prefabricated parts for construction. We brought some with us. The rest we need to extract from the wagons, rather, wreckages. Alrighty, so let's build some homes. A housing district, I guess, is what we're gonna have to use. This is a shelter for 15. Now, it's 15 shelter. I'm not sure exactly how many people go in one shelter, but I'll build it right around here. Oh, people can actually live? No, okay. I thought for a second they could live inside of the Dreadnought. That would be insane. Okay, we'll make 6 districts near the generator. And we'll start off with the construction like that. Very nice. So we have a couple more buttons here at the top, by the way. There's a hunger, but it's minor. There's a disease, but it's minor. It's cold, it's notable. Okay, that's a little unfortunate, but I guess with the temperature increasing soon, life is going to be better. And then we have squalor, which is absent. Extremely increased by material scarcity. I see. Okay, so I actually need to build 2 housing districts. I don't know if those can actually touch, but I guess we'll do a separate one again if I can. I don't know if this is actually a good spot for it. I may have to actually use my frost breaking again to... Oh, it has to touch. I see. All right, well, we'll make another district over here. There you go. Let's do a little bit of frost breaking, so this will also be a area we can expand to. For now, it might be better, though, because time is of the essence to just put the housing district over here. I think I have just enough space. Yep. Some people are going to live pretty far away. Sucks to be them! Oh, no, sorry. Captain Loco was coming out. Emperor Loco, might I add. Alright, so build 2 housing districts, and then frostbreak to a construction wagon and build an extraction district to provide prefabs. Okay, so I can hit Alt on the keyboard to see what's around. And it turns out I probably should have done my frost breaking in that direction instead. There's fertile soil, but it's all the way down. And there's also some over here on the other side. Oh. I didn't realize I could go that far. I thought we were kind of on our cliff here and we were gonna build all of our city in this area, but that's not the case. Alright. So let's do a little bit of... Yeah, we'll create some space. I guess I'm gonna have to create a district around this place too. So we'll need to provide a little bit of space. Actually, I kind of want to... Yeah, I think that's nicer. Okay, so we'll do some frost breaking there too. Now, it does cost me some stuff, but... It's okay. They'll be alright. I cannot zoom in further than this, by the way. So this is the most I can zoom out, and this is the closest I can zoom in. I would have liked to take a very close look at some of these machines, but apparently that is not what we can do. Performance of the game. So if you are interested in my exact setup, you can head on over to loco.tv/setup. Actually, in every single description of my videos, there's always a link to, well, exactly what I'm running. So I'm running a pretty good computer, but it's about 3 years old at this point, so I'm not running the most recent hardware. Game's performance, while obviously recording, is solid. Not seeing any dip-ins at all. Very smooth performances. I'm on the highest graphics settings. At the very least, I believe I am. Hold on, let me actually double check that before I'm lying to you. I did limit my FPS to 60, but I think that's okay. Oh, I can actually go a little bit higher than that still. Alright, let's put it on ultra high. And I can tell you guys how that's performing, I suppose. Well, you will be able to see it with your own eyes. We'll leave the DLSS on. I think that's fine. Alright, accept it. Resume. For a lot of modern games, I usually, and maybe this is a me issue, but I rarely see a difference between like ultra and very high. I always kind of feel like graphically the games look 99% the same. But we should be good. Huddle the camp close together, easier to trap the warmth. Yeah, so here we have some homes. We'll be better prepared for when the whiteout hits. Right, fair enough. So I actually need to be building right over here as well before all my time goes to waste. I need to be building a extraction district. Fair enough. And I guess we'll put it right over here. I wonder, by the way, how much room for error I have on this difficulty. I feel like I'm already wasting multiple weeks, and I have a very limited amount of weeks. Anyhow, we're building the extraction district. Extraction district, there you go. Gotta enunciate my words. We're building it right now, so that should be good to go in a little bit of time. We're gonna unpause once again. Already 15 weeks have gone by. So at least we have some temperature right now. There's still 48.8k oil remaining. Enough for 116 weeks, so we should be okay. Assuming that the prologue of the game ends after the first whiteout, I don't have to worry about any additional oil for now. There's a food stockpile hub that I can build as well. I think I'm just gonna follow the tutorial. So I'll just follow the steps that the game is providing for me, because before I get carried away, I would like to make sure that we are good. But I think that's probably my next step. So gain access to food. We've established some heat and shelter for our people. We must now turn our attention to the incoming whiteout. First, we must frostbreak to the small patches of fertile soil suitable for growing food. Then we must store it in easily accessible depots. We must move quickly so no one starves. Right, starving would be bad. Alright, let me pause the game and actually try to be a little bit more efficient about all of this. So, fertile soil is right over here, and also right over there. There's a whole lot of it around and relatively close by, but what is my best way of getting there? Do I go down the hill? Can I take my skis? I haven't skied in like a year and a half. I would like to, it sounds fun, but anyways. I guess breaking your leg at this point in human civilization would be bad. I'm gonna try and make a path over in that direction, because this one seems to be the closest by. There we go. I think that's good. We can use this space over here to create a little bit of, yeah, a path, I guess, in the direction of the fertile soil. Now, hard for me to imagine fertile soil under all these layers of snow, but fair enough. I also need to build a food district on the fertile soil. Okay, so every step of the way, we have to basically start with frost breaking, and then we'll go from there. So I'll be using the maximum in-game speed for now. Sick and injured. Oh no. People are already getting sick. Various resources are scattered throughout the nearby area, and cells containing those resources are called deposits. Right. What about people that are getting sick, though? You know what? I'll mark as red. This is what I do with my email as well. That way I don't have to deal with it. No, that's not true. Or is it? Okay. So I have to start this over here, but it seems like I can put the rest of all of this in any location close to it, as long as it's adjacent. Or touching, I guess. So this is the food district. And I guess the people can go up and down this hill? 2 people registered as sick. So what is this button at the top? Sick people. We started without sick people. I was wondering what that button was. 18. 18 at this point in time. No worries. God Emperor, Captain Loco is here to take care of you. Everything will be fine. Sacrifices will sometimes have to be made. But no worries. I will try my best for the society of, yeah, at a whole. Individuals, we'll see about that. We will see about that. Let me go ahead and finish up the production right here as well for the food district. Then we'll go from there. So we've secured our immediate survival. Now we have to stockpile as much food as we can before the whiteout forces us to take shelter. To do that, we need to produce more food than our current demand. So stockpile enough food to survive the whiteout in 64 weeks. So we're currently not stockpiling food because I'm assuming I need to build a stockpile. I thought I saw something about that. So there's a food stockpile hub. So this gives me a 15,000 plus 15,000 stockpile capacity. And the stockpile capacity for food is increased with proximity workforce, demanding in neighborhood. Okay, so do I build this in the... Food is increased, right? So proximity workforce demand in neighboring food districts. Minus 10% work... Ah, okay. Yeah. So I get a minus 10% workforce requirement if I'm building it close to where the food is being harvested. So this is only a single square right here for a... or a hexagon, rather. An octagon. I don't know. We gotta... I'm not gonna... Never do any math in videos ever, okay? Not even geometrical shapes. Unless it's a concave or a convex. Bit of an expert. Triangles, I can figure those out as well. We're not making any claims as far as any other... You're just not gonna make a fool of yourself. That's yeah, we don't want to do that. Alright, so we're gonna be building this stockpile over here. Let me unpause once again. And I don't think there's really a whole lot more that I can do right now. Although that being said, this food remaining over here is enough for 56 weeks. I'm thinking about creating a path in the direction of another fertile area. Because, I mean, I've got a feeling I may need it. If I need to stockpile 40,000, I currently have 200... Is there an easy overview for exactly how many... So we can see the amount of food that's currently available over here and how much of it is fulfilled. So we have a stockpile currently of 0 food. That sounds like a problem. I guess we cannot stockpile anywhere else. So we need... Yeah, we need the food stockpile hub right over here. That's going to finish up right now. Fair enough. And we will build another district right over here for food. So I'm sure there will be different ones as well as we progress throughout the game. Oh, we actually have to wait before we click that button. Then we'll try and do something similar over here. And if I can afford it, I would also very much so like to build a food stockpile hub. Yeah, we'll build it right over here. Adjacent to that one we just produced. And we should start gathering quite a bit of food. So currently I can have 25,000 food stockpiled. We currently have 0. But I'm assuming that's just something that will be gathered over time. Do I have to employ anybody in here? Emergency shifts? Do we need to worry about that yet? I mean, I can click the button. I may click the button. We'll see. We have a little indicator over here on the screen, though. Oh, no. Vinan Kel, or Finan? 42 years old and a gardener. Pouring sand in his hands. We've been here so many times. The soil is depleting. A couple more and there will be no point erecting the hothouses. There will be nothing to grow food on. And the yield is so low. Either we pull emergency shifts or tighten our belts, otherwise there might not be enough for everyone. We might not be able to fill food stockpiles without exceptional measures. Consider asking the Wanderers to tighten belts or instill the emergency shift in work districts. I'm assuming tighten belts is a law that I can pass, or at the very least a Strong suggestion? Okay, so I have the Wanderers over here at the bottom of the screen. So these are my different people that are working in my city and that are living here. This is a community of 3,000. I guess we'll pause again because I'm scared that I'm gonna keep blabbering onwards and accidentally we let the week slip by. But I know that from playing the demo that the different groups of people that you will have to manage throughout the game are gonna show up over here. And there's gonna be like debates and actual arguments between them. Now, luckily for me, my entire community is very united right now because we only have the Wanderers. We've been roaming the cold, harsh world for many years. May the black path lead us. May we tread to the promised land. Alright, so we have special, we have favors. Those not working should donate their saved scraps. Oh, I'm sure this is gonna be fine, yeah. Just give me your savings is all I'm saying, okay? You don't need nah. Give some of the scraps back to the people. The relations improve significantly with the Wanderers. Okay, we'll be picking this one right over here. The Wanderers will ration their food to save more for the whiteout, intentionally going hungry so there's more for later. So hunger is going to be significantly increased, but the food demand per capita will be decreased. We will eat less to stockpile more for the whiteout. That's good. So trust is located at the bottom of the screen. Trust shows how much confidence do people have in you as a leader and your decision making. It mainly consists of your relations with all the community's affections, which are influenced by your actions. When the citizens fall sick or die, it worsens your relations with every community, lowering your overall trust. So levels of trust, ranking from the highest one to the lowest: revered, respected, accepted, tolerated, despised. Be careful, if your trust runs out and you become despised, the populace will want to depose you, which will be your end. Oh. What? How can they let go of their supreme ruler? Alright, fine. I am currently tolerated. Fair enough. Relations define how much the communities trust you. Slightly decreased by the neutral Wanderers. That's okay, alright? I will secure your survival, maybe. I'll try. Hunger, we can survive. Starvation, no. Good job, Bridget. Thank you for expanding and explaining that. Against the elements, squalor. So each day, the wind grows fiercer. Relentlessly, it beats against our buildings, weakening our structures, gust by gust. Without raw materials to repair the damage, our districts will deteriorate. The more we build, the more materials we need, and this is the world we know. Provide more materials to reduce squalor before... Squalor? I don't know how to pronounce that. Before it harms our people. Promise to gather more... right. So this is one of the big questions, right? That you have to ask yourself constantly as the game progresses. Right now, things are pretty basic. But when you make promises, believe it or not, people will actually hold you to those promises. And they will be upset when you don't keep the promises. So I'm saying right now that I will promise to gather more materials. And people will be happy about it. But obviously, if I don't actually gather those materials, we may run into some issues. So we will use them to shore up our districts. We must move quickly, or some districts will be disabled. So relations marginally improve with the Wanderers for now. Provide more materials to reduce squalor before it harms the people. So that means that I have another side quest over here. Build an extraction district on a maintenance wagon. A maintenance wagon. There's oil over there. Oil, fertile soil. Accidental rep god. There's maintenance wagons over here, so I'm pretty sure I got a little ahead of myself digging on over in this direction. But I will continue frost breaking in the direction of the maintenance wagon, and we'll see how it goes. So luckily for me, I already did a little bit of... Oh, wait. Yeah. I already did a little bit of frost break, which is neat. Maybe do it like that. Yeah. So I also can order emergency shifts. The game seems to be very excited for me to give that a try. Even though it's optional, I will gladly go ahead and do so. Trust will fall, but production efficiency is increased. Oh, jeez. Alright. That was a very loud noise. Emergency shift. So is that city-wide, or is it only in that workplace? No, it seems to be only in that workplace. Better 2 meals a day now than no meals a day later. Yes, I agree. As somebody who eats more than 3 meals usually, yes. I agree, Edna. I agree. Stockpile's ready in 633 weeks at the current rate. Haha. Emergency shift in my newly finished food district immediately. I am definitely going to have to do a third one. I am not gonna make it at this rate at all. I don't know how many idle people I have. So I can see that over here. So the food districts and the stockpiling and all that. Yeah, we still have plenty of folk available here. So 570. In one of those... So this is called a food district, right? Yeah. In one of those food districts, we needed 360 people. Or sorry, no, it's 180 each then. So that's math. Ha, dangerous. We will move another path, make another path rather, over in the direction over here. And we'll gather more food. I think that's the reasonable thing to do. So we want to build an extraction district right over here as well, on the maintenance wagon, so we can actually keep maintaining our city. So right now there's a food surplus that we're starting to build up, but there is a material and a shelter. Ooh, we actually have a bit of a shelter issue too. Ah, it's okay. Just zip the sleeping bags together or something. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. 5 people are homeless. Maybe they can... It's just minus 20. It's just, you know, it's fine. I think... Okay, this extraction district. The Wanderers are trying to distract me. But no worries. I'm back in action. So we're stockpiling food. I'm definitely going to need a third district though. Ay. We're actually not even close right now. Requires more prefabs? Okay, so we are running very low on resources. Now it looks like I just gathered enough, but I do need to be a little cautious here. I don't know if I need to have a an extra one of these food stockpile hubs. Currently, I can stockpile 40,000 already. Might not be a terrible idea, though, to have a little bit more of a surplus. I may add on another one of the food stockpiles close to this one later, but I don't think I really need it. Don't think it's a necessity anyways. I like that it actually does the numbers for me, though. That's really nice. So stockpile's ready in 83 weeks at current rate. I like that it does the math for me. So the temperature, by the way, is gonna drop. We can see the whiteout over here as well, so this is a little timeline here. Yeah, we can see that the temperature is going to drop one more time. It's probably 10-degree increments, so I'm assuming it's gonna be minus 30, minus 40, and then like minus very cold. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So the 60 and the 70 here indicate, I think, the number of weeks. So every dash over here is 10 weeks. I think that would make sense because that lines up. Good work. We're now gathering enough materials to maintain our district. It's time to focus on stockpiling food. Relations improve and, well, trust is rising. So that's good. I thought you guys were busy reproducing, by the way, but I still have 3,000. It's a nice round number. Don't get me wrong. I like round numbers, but... Treya Klelkorn, a seamstress. My knees ache and my fingers are so stiff I can't hold the needle anymore. I've lived a full life. It warms my heart to see little Betty and Jacob play by the evening fire, but maybe this is it. I've talked with the other elders. If it comes to this, we will go. I won't let my grandchildren starve. Some people are ready to sacrifice themselves to lower the food required. Treya, you're 62. Why does your image look like you're 92? Okay, maybe these aren't the best conditions for humans to live in after all. I think I don't need that, but Treya, I will be first to kick you out if the need arises. Thank you very much for not making me pick favorites. So these are little indicators, that little noise in the background. I think that's an indicator that there's Oh god, something that needs to be done. A mysterious symbol, the captain's legacy. One of our frostbreaking crews uncovered the frozen remains of a man in a tattered uniform. Oh, okay, I thought this was one of my guys who was already dead. But anyways, his shoulder patch rather, reads New London Scouts, 3rd Platoon, and he bears an obscure insignia. Some of our elders claim it belongs to a military organization, while others argue it has a religious significance. Maybe you've heard of the New London before and can settle their debate? Okay. I can choose. This is honestly my first big choice I can make. It symbolizes order, so New London is a city of discipline that follows strong leadership and where militant squads keep the peace. This will create a continuity rather in which New London has embraced order to survive. Then there is, it symbolizes faith. New London is a city of devotion that established a new religion and follows the guidance of a zealous clergy. This will create a continuity in which New London has embraced faith. So I can choose right here if I want to do order, if I want to focus on faith instead. This is a thing as well in the first Frostpunk game. I've played both a lot. I actually think the faith is... It's more messed up most of the time, it seems. But I'm obviously not sure how it works in this game. I don't recognize the symbol. New London's history is shrouded in mystery. We will go with faith. I don't know how much of an impact this has, but we will try. We will see how it goes. So currently my stockpiles will be ready in 47 weeks at the current rate. I think how's my trust doing? My trust is tolerated? Yeah, it's going down a little bit. I'm just doing some emergency shifts so you guys actually get food ready, okay? You may be upset at me now, but you will be very upset if I don't have food for you. Okay, so the number is going up real quick now. We'll be ready in 41 weeks at the current rate. I still have quite a few available people in my workforce, though. I think what I'm going to do before we set up another extraction district somewhere is set up another one of those food stockpiles just because I can. I don't know, by the way. So I think the reason why we need to make such a big stockpile is because I think the people that are working in these places will not be able to work there during the whiteout. So that's why we are stockpiling stuff, because they will probably have to sit close to the generator. Is this thing... 2 weeks remaining. Okay. Very little is remaining here. Yeah, so the resource deposit is nearly empty for the prefabs. Okay. Let me pause the game again and have a look at where my prefabs are at. I think these are prefabs over here. These are materials, no? Prefabs over in that area. Do we have any more a little bit closer by? Doesn't look like it. I will go ahead and gather more in that direction. But it is certainly quite a distance to cover, so we'll be... Yeah, we'll be digging our way over in that direction, but I'll have to wait until that first track here that I'm carving is going to be finished before I can do the next one, I believe. So, Aiden Fincham, shocked at the sight of seals. Alright, seals, I can't believe my eyes. We haven't seen them since before the Great Frost. How did they just survive? There's enough meat there to feed everybody. We are saved. Whoa, should we slay them if the Lord spared them from the end of the world too? So the seal colony can supplement our food production. Look, these are the type of decisions that I will be very quick to make. Alright? I remember in Frostpunk 1, a lot of people criticized my decision to send little Timmy into the generator to save the settlement. Look, sometimes sacrifices have to be made, and I will, if I can, harvest the seals. It is not a problem for me whatsoever. Place a food district on the seal. I'm assuming there's more seals out there, okay? We're not really, luckily for the seals, I guess, I can't currently make this. Because I don't have the workforce for it, and I don't have the prefabs. Ah, lucky seals. I guess I don't really need the food either, because we're currently 7 weeks ahead of schedule, which is pretty nice. I will try to fill up the stockpiles first, so I can stock up to 40k right now and a little bit more once this stockpile finishes. Yeah, so we can do 55k. I think I will stop the emergency shifts when we get up to about 50,000. We'll have a little bit of a surplus. I like the idea. Lack of prefabs, no resources for further construction. Right. Obtain more prefabs. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment. The frost breaking is just a little bit of a... Ooh. It's a thing. So, due to the cold, some of our people have frozen to death. Yeah. So, this is the temperature dropping just about right now. Be grateful others haven't lost their lives. So 30 people died. 1% of my population. Math! No, don't do it, Loco. I can demolish the district over here that is currently... Oh, no. Oh, snap. Okay. That's the frost coming in. I can destroy this thing over here because it's no longer doing anything, and I will get some of my resources back. So we will demolish that district. Our people are freezing. Incoming cold crisis. Our workers and frost-breaking crews have begun to suffer casualties from exposure. They're asking us to provide more heating before the cold takes a further toll. We know we need to bring in as much food as possible before the whiteout, one elder said, but we can't just let the people freeze in the meantime. Extract enough oil so it will allow us to produce heat while building enough houses will protect our people from cold. We will indeed require both. Keep the people alive. Okay. Well, I can't really afford persevering. So we need houses for our workers and fuel for our heaters. So how would I go about doing this? Extract enough oil to satisfy the heat demand. So can I increase the amount of fuel? I can have an overdrive over here, but... So I'm currently using 60 fuel, 60 oil for 120 heat. How do I increase my heat? That'll be something for me to figure out in a moment. We'll try and figure out the prefab situation first. There we go. At least the food is being taken care of. I mean, that's the, you know, it's kind of nice. Extract enough oil to satisfy the heat demand. So how do I know the heat demand right now? So we have a notable cold. I can turn the generator to overdrive. But what about the people that work over here? Does this also generate heat? Yes. So minus 50 from the temperature. I see. Okay. It's gonna be a little bit of time, I think, until I get used to all of the mechanics in the game. But so far, so good. I can't afford this right now. I need 300 workforce. Okay. Yeah, people dying is suboptimal for the workforce. Don't take that out of context. I'm just saying, okay? Reduce the cold to a minor cold. I don't know how I would go about doing that right now, but it would require more heat. I can tell you that much. Since I have so many people working in the food business right now, in the food industry, it is taking its toll. I guess these people will become available again, though. Oh, no. Into the black. Burying the dead. Is he buried in oil? What's going on? We mourn those who have recently passed. As is our custom, we take them to the oil pits. We gently lower their bodies into the thick blackness. The fuel that keeps us warm in life, likewise, preserves us in death. But death also erodes trust in our leaders. Without trust, there is no future. We get turned into oil? Or at the very least, we get to swim in it? That's the dream. Very convenient. We might accidentally throw a leg or an arm or whatever into the generator as we're trying to send some oil across. But it will have to do. Right, so it looks like my construction wagon is now available. So let me try and do a little bit of fabrication in this area. And I will try and dig another path over here too. In the direction of this thing. So you have to plan your paths a little bit better. I could have already had room over here if I Yeah, I had planned my paths a little bit differently. I think I could have already had all of this, but it's okay. Ultimately, I guess in a longer game, you would be frostbreaking everything regardless, so the entire map is playable and buildable. I also want to do an extra house, because, I mean, unless a couple more people die, then I don't have to build another house. Just, you know, being transparent about my decision-making here. So, when it comes to my current population, how many homeless people do I have? Where did it say that again? There was a little indicator that said that I had homeless people. Diminishing squalor over here, okay. Squalor means that your citizens have endured polluted air and overwhelming filth and dirt. Squalor raises when there is not enough materials to meet the demand for maintenance. I see. So with high squalor, there's gonna be a lot of disease and less population growth. Right. Nobody wants to have population growth when, you know, the walls are no longer maintained or there's a roof, you know, like if you can see the neighbors, that's just awkward. So yeah, that makes sense. Perfectly logical. So I can also hit the cold button over here. Higher cold increases disease, decreases population growth, and causes recurring events of citizens freezing to death. Okay, that's not great. Do I currently have any homeless people? That's my main question here. Do I need to make another district for housing? It probably says it here somewhere. Ah, it says it over here. Okay, so 4 people, or 4 of the 44, yeah. I'm not exactly sure what that... Yeah, no, we definitely will need to make another district. We need to make more. I will try to be a reasonable human. So now that this thing is building, we should get prefabs again, and then I can do things a little bit easier. Hey, so if we have a workforce, though, of 99 people available right now, and a total workforce of 1931, we have 1,000 people that aren't really working, right? Give or take. Now, some of those are sick, but there's gonna be some kids and some elderly, I guess, but... Okay. A little bit of oil. So we can dip the bodies of the dead into it. This is slowly starting to spiral out of control. Actually, no. It's spiraling in control. This is a good thing. I will have food. I will soon have heat as well. I think that's good. Build enough housing districts. So I think that's also one of the ways in which I can do things. So let me go ahead and do a little bit of frost breaking. Although I need more. I need 69. That's not nice at all. 69 more people for the workforce. Okay. The whiteout draws near. People in the camp are getting tense. They worry we won't gather enough food in time. Our hunters blame us for ignoring the seal colony and claim they would have been able to provide enough food for everyone. I have the food covered. Many elders have volunteered to walk into the Frostland rather than be a burden on our resource. Their sacrifice would significantly reduce the rations we need for the whiteout. What should we do? Look, in order for me to be successful in these games, in order for me to be successful in Frostpunk 2, decisions will have to be made. Now, I could choose to not resort to extremes. But if the people are willing to go and they no longer want to be a burden, this would also solve the housing crisis. So... 500? Alright. Well, hey, guys, we have a surplus in housing. Woo! We did it. We did it. We no longer need that much food either. Look at this. 25,000 food is all we need. Am I a bad person? You know what? Yeah, so... We no longer need to work overtime. Emergency shifts are entirely optional. Unless I run out. Am I a bad guy? Let me know down below in the comment section. A few minutes later. Granny has gone for her long walk. She says I'll see her again one day, but not for a long time. She told me lots of great stories, Granny did. About blue skies and sun so hot you could go out without clothes. About a thing called the sea, like a big tub of water, which Granny once sailed across on a wooden dreadnought to visit friends who spoke funny words. About how it got cold. Who will tell me stories now? The elder sacrifice has greatly reduced the amount of food required for our survival. I'm sorry. Sorry. And a couple minutes later again, I have secured all the food required because we only need 25,000 now. Yeah, those 500 elders just sat around and ate all of our food. Freaking waste. Anyways, we did it. We secured enough food to survive the incoming whiteout. Our workers will make some last-minute preparations before the storm arrives. We should try and keep our people warm for this time. We will survive. And a couple minutes later again, good work. Our people are now less cold and can turn their focus to stockpiling food for the whiteout. Relations improve, which causes trust to rise. So my first food stockpile over here has actually run out. So I'm gonna go ahead and demolish that one. And then I think I'm still gonna go after the penguins, or what? The seals, I mean, sorry. Seal, penguin, whatever. One has more nutritional value than the other, I suppose, but we will do a, yeah, we will make a little path over in that direction. Sorry to the seals. I couldn't actually do frost breaking because it requires a lot of folk working those machines that do the frost breaking. So, yeah, my food stockpiles are running out, which is why I figured I'm still gonna go after the seals. So no more resources over here either, by the way. So everything's going real quick. Like, all of my resource plans are running out. We don't really have a whole lot of longevity in our game plan, but I think we're probably okay. Did I start up the... For some reason, I didn't start it. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna line up. I now have the opportunity here to start up a food district, but I don't think we really need it, because the whiteout is already here. The preparations are over. Now, did I do it? Oh, wow. Survival through sacrifice. When the whiteout hit the camp, the wanderers were ready. At least those who remained were. They huddled together while howling winds buffeted the rusted hull. With a colony of seals to hunt responsibly for years to come. Right. Sorry to the seals, the penguins, whatever. The wanderers feel confident about their future. No trace was ever found of those who volunteered to walk into the frost. Some say they walked straight across the snow through the gates of paradise. The wanderers emerged, shaken but determined to continue their journey. They pray for the day that the whiteout stops. The storms are fewer and further between. Maybe one day, their prayers will be answered. We survived! We survived the end of the world. Now what? The old captain is dead. New London is weak. Food is low, overpopulation looms, and coal is running out. People yearn for a future worth dreaming of. But is it the same future for all? Keep the city together. Or hold its hand on its deathbed. Scraping the Barrel. Chapter 1. Woo! Okay, so this is where the next stage of the campaign begins. Now I'm gonna let you explore the rest of the game by yourself, or if you want to watch me play it, I will of course be streaming it over on Twitch, and I'm assuming I will be uploading future videos as well, at the very least on my second YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/morloco, which is where I usually upload completed games and also some miniature painting that I've completed over on my live stream. For now though, I once again want to give a massive shout out to the developers of this game for allowing me to do this sponsored video. The game looks very promising. I'm very excited to check out the rest of the storyline and see where it goes, and I'll probably check out some of the Utopia builder too, because there is something really fun about building one of those ongoing cities that just keeps running and running and running. Again, if you're interested in checking out the game, check the links down below in the description of this video. But for now, I want to thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to smile. And I hope to see you once again very soon for another one.